you a very quick background, I will start with a picture of our president. I think a very, very strong and important message. I think all of us in this meeting room, but also in Europe, have stories about our rural areas, because I think the roots of all Europeans are in rural areas. The roots of the European Union is in rural areas. So I think this is an important message. Paul mentioned at the beginning that the vision is not about the statistics and economics, it's about feelings and wishes. But I want to put anyway some numbers on the table. And of course, there we can start discussing what rural areas mean. But it is around 100 million people. It's around half of the EU territory, without considering the intermediate areas that, of course, are very relevant for some of the rural areas, and in particular those which are close to these intermediate cities. But these areas have a number of challenges and many opportunities. I will not go into the detail. I pick up a couple of them. One of them is this high-speed internet that I mentioned. The second one is the demographic challenges, in particular in some areas, and around 60% of the rural population is in regions which are demographically shrinking. But of course, there are also plenty of opportunities ahead, for example, in the circular or bio-based economy, ecological and digital transition, and other issues that we will probably discuss during the meeting today. Why now? Why? Because we want to signal that the Commission takes rural areas seriously, because we want to address the pressing issues for rural areas, starting with this demographic change, addressing also connectivity, risk of poverty, or the limited access to services. And also because we want to highlight that in the current crisis, this COVID-19, we have realized that there are many important challenges that the people in rural areas face, but also many opportunities, because now many people are turning again to rural areas and even consider moving there for higher quality of life. On challenges, just to underline one, what about these children that couldn't follow the school online because they didn't have internet in their villages? How are we going to address this? So at the high political level, it will be a joint work of 3 commissioners, Vice President Suiza, and then the commissioners Wojciechowski dealing with agriculture and rural development, and Commissioner Ferreira dealing with regional policy. But we want, and we think that this vision should not be a vision of Brussels, Rue de la Loi. It should be a vision from the people living in rural areas, in close cooperation also with local and regional authorities. And this is why we attach a lot of importance to this public consultation element. Also, we want to ensure that in the short term, we already address the needs of rural areas, and we have sent letters to member states asking them to take these needs into account, both in the cohesion policy programs and under the CAP strategic plans for the period 2021-2027. Just to give you an idea about the state of play, we have this time frame that will finish in the June 2021. So we are in this meeting, and this thematic group is contributing to the foresight exercise, which is really in the heart of the work on the vision. At the end of this consultation process, we plan to organize a conference, again with our friends and from ENRD, to present the results. Public consultation, as I mentioned, is really in the heart of the work on the vision, and we plan a number of events. First, we publish an online questionnaire, which is open for replies from the 7th of September until the 30th of November. And please, I encourage everybody in this thematic group to participate and to also disseminate the information. I would like to apologize. I think the server kicked us out from the meeting. Just to conclude my presentation and just to continue on the question that you put at the beginning, and it is just my last slide that I put. So you asked why we thought that the vision was important. So just to say that from my side, these kids which are in the picture that in 2040 will be around 25, 30 years old, I'm doing the vision for them. So I think it is our duty to try to put in place something that makes the life of these children that in 2024 will be 25, 30 years old
that the rural areas will be a better place for them and that they can benefit from the opportunities. So that's all. And of course, I'm very happy to reply to any possible questions you may have. Thank you.